Welcome to our 4th of July show of Northern Nevada today. We are so happy that you're joining us. And we have quite a list, and this is my co-host, Ron. Ron, tell us our list today and what's going on.
We're going to start with Joe Rouse of Fast Frame, and then we're going to have Kathy Bray, who's with RSVP, and finally Dr.Dean Miller, who was with Power Balance Bands and the Exogeny Exercisers.
And then I'll finish off with the comment I want to do about 4th of July, since this is 4th of July. And then right after that, we would like to thank the owners here of Bullwinkles. And it is the most popular place where the locals go in Northern Nevada, which is 10 minutes out of Carson City. And this is called Moundhouse, Nevada. So let's get on with the show. We have also a surprise at the end as the credits are going down. We have Sarah Fleming, who is a famous singer of her time, and she will be singing one of our patriotic songs. So how about it, Ron? Shall we get started?
Let's go. Let's do it.
Okay, then I'll see you out in Ron's corner.
Very good. Thank you.
All right. Welcome back, and I'm here now with my first guest, and it's Kathy Bray from the RSVP. Kathy, could you please tell us what RSVP stands for, and also what is your part in it?
RSVP stands for Retired and Senior Volunteer Program, and I'm the field representative for Lyon County, including Yerington, Silver Springs, Stagecoach, and Dayton, and including Virginia City.
Well, that's quite a spread for Northern Nevada, and you know, a lot of seniors are getting a lot of help from your organization. Could you give us an outline of what you do serve for the seniors in?
Yes, we provide services for seniors, respite care for caregivers that give 24/7 care to their loved ones. For the single senior, we provide home companion, where a volunteer comes in and sits with them, visits with them, takes them to have coffee, just to be a companion to them. We provide transportation throughout Lyon County, except for Fernley. They have their own field representative. We have a wonderful attorney on board located in Carson City. Laura Miles is a certified or registered attorney, and she can handle all your legal, elder legal services. I just gave out the last few weeks farmers market coupons to low-income seniors. I provided that in Yerington, Silver Springs, Stagecoach, and Dayton, and Virginia City. We provide USDA food assistance for distribution. And we have a wonderful exercise program at the senior centers, helping seniors become strong so that they don't fall.
Well, you know, that is quite a list, and I think that the seniors are happy that you have all these volunteers. Do you have enough volunteers, or are you still looking for volunteers?
I'm always looking for volunteers. We have a volunteer opportunity program that could work stations here in Dayton, but if your interests are more along the lines of something that is in Carson City, you can work in Carson City.
Well, then they can go ahead, and when they are picked up by these volunteers, the donations could be anywhere from $1 to whatever anybody wants to give to help your RSVP, right?
Oh yes, donations are definitely welcome. We do have a suggested donation of $2 a ride or $2 an hour for respite care, but to let you know that if you can't afford that, we do not deny services. We're here to help the seniors, to keep them healthy and in their homes as long as possible.
Well, you know, this is very important, because if you're from another state and you're thinking coming to visit us here or want to relocate, this would be a great person to get a hold of. Now, at the end of the show, there will be all kinds of information on how you could talk to her or reach her by email and website. And we are really, really happy to have her here in Northern Nevada. But what I want to know, is there other RSVP throughout the international, or?
Across the country, there are RSVPs, but our RSVP in the state of Nevada is unique. It's one of a kind because we're a nonprofit organization, but our CEO designed it so that we do not have one sole funding source. We're diversified. We apply for grants. We get money from the federal government. We get money from the state. We definitely accept donations, and we do fundraising to support the program to keep it alive and vital.
Now, is this your 40th birthday or 40th anniversary for RSVP?
Yes, it is our 40th anniversary. And we're in every county in the state of Nevada, excluding Clark County and Washoe County. They do have their own RSVP programs there.
Well, we are so happy that you came to join us today, and I do know on this 4th of July that you have a lot going on because RSVP has things going on all through Northern Nevada, right?
Yes, we're having one of our big fundraisers the 4th of July. We co-host the carnival at Mills Park, and that helps, we get a portion of the funding to support our program from that.
Well, I think that you should have a pencil and paper and get all that information after the show on the credits. And we want to thank her again for coming to visit us today. And like I said, she is very busy. So I want to say thank you, Kathy. It has been a pleasure to meet you, and you're doing a great job.
Well, thank you. And I want to say to our seniors in the community, we're here and we want to help. Please call if you need us. Thank you.
And thank you again, and happy, is it your birthday?
40th anniversary.
40th
yes.
anniversary. So let's go ahead and keep supporting this RSVP because it does take donations to keep this organization going.
Thank you.
We'll be back with Ron's Corner, and he'll have a special guest, Dr. Dean Miller. Thank you again.
Welcome to Ron's Corner. I'm joined today by Dr. Dean Miller of Reno. He is responsible for the Power Balance Band and also the Extra Genie. Dr. Miller has a star-spangled history that includes growing up in Nebraska, playing for the University of Nebraska Cornhuskers. From there, he went on to the Los Angeles Rams, played some NFL football. He went to San Jose State in the 1960s, where he coached 5 national championship track and field teams. He got involved with the astronauts in Houston in the 1970s through use of his Extra Genie. In the 1980s, he had the privilege of being the conditioning coach for the Los Angeles Rams, and they won 5 Super Bowls while he was there. Dr. Miller, tell us about the Power Balance Bands and how they're used in the area.
Well, the Power Balance Bands was the development of the National Space and Aeronautical Space Program, but it actually goes back about 2,000 years ago. It used to be the Egyptians were real big on light, and if you look on the back of a dollar bill, you'll see a pyramid with a big light coming out of it. Then about 100 years ago, a Swiss watchmaker, no matter what you paid for that watch, you had to wind it. And he took a little piece of quartz about the size of a BB shot, energized it, put it in a watch, and that watch will run forever without you having to wind it. So with NASA, when they put people in outer space, there was no gravity. They started with monkeys, and they put the monkeys in outer space. There's no gravity, so the monkey's heart wouldn't pound hard enough to put blood back up through the brain. So they needed something to energize the normal level of the normal level of energy in the body, and that's where the Apollo Power Band came from.
And you are working in this area. You've got some plans, I think, to include the local high schools. Can you tell us about that?
Well, actually, I've been connected with NASA since 1964, and I go back to NASA for 2 years for a big reunion every Christmas. I never miss. And when I went back 2 years ago, the head trainer for the space program said, "Coach, what do you think of the power balance band?" I said, "I don't know what you're talking about." He said, "You're not in sports anymore?" And I said, "Well, I've been to 38 of the 43 or 41 at that time Super Bowls." So I said, "Yeah, I'm interested in sports." But I'd had a diving accident in Kona 22 years ago, and it left me with vertigo when it's dark. And so I said, "I know about strength, I know about endurance, but I'm interested in balance." And when I put this band on, turned the lights off for the first time, vertigo was gone for the first time in 22 years.
There's a couple interesting stories that you've related to me about your athletes at San Jose State, and can you tell us about that?
Well, I'm very proud of this. I've been 3 times an Olympic track coach, and in '68 in Mexico City, the students, athletes that I had coached, one in high school and then again in college, but the athletes that I coached at San Jose State won more medals in the '68 Olympics than any other country in the world. I'm very proud of that.
And it's interesting how you learned how to play golf. Can you tell us about that?
Well, when I grew up in Nebraska, we call it, they started golf at the high school, and I was a football player, and so we thought it was a sissy game. We called it cow pasture pool. And but when I got with the astronauts, they were only 7 in the program when I started, and they were big golfers. So every Wednesday afternoon they wanted to play golf, and I said, "Hey, there's no exercise. I can't clear this for you guys to go out and spend a whole afternoon riding in a cart." And so anyhow, they said, "Well, why don't you come out? We're under a lot of stress, and this helps." And they said, "Why don't you come out next week when we play? And there's 7 of us, and there's 8 seats in the carts. So why don't you come out and join us?" And when I got out there was 8 sets of clubs, and then I questioned that, and they said, "Well, we always hit a small bucket of balls before we play." And so that was their way of hooking me, and I got hooked on golf, and I played in tournaments all over. In fact, I was on the winning team of the Bob Hope Desert Classic.
There was another interesting story involving, you taught at San Jose State University, and you had some very famous pupils. Can you tell us about them?
Yeah, when I was at San Jose State, I was head of the graduate department, and if you were a local high school coach and was working on a master's degree, you had to take my classes. And 3 of my students become head coaches in NFL, and all 3 of them have won Super Bowl. Bill Walsh of the 49ers was a student of mine. Dick Vermeil, who won with the St. Louis Rams, and Mike Holmgren, who won with Green Bay Packers, were all students of mine when they were high school coaches.
We're going to have a future show with Dr. Miller, and we can expand more on the exergeny. Hopefully we can show you how that works. But in the meantime, he's getting things going with the Power Balance Band here, and you're looking for help, are you not?
You know, this Power Balance Band, when I first was introduced to me, I thought it was all mental. And it took a while for me to realize that this was for real, and it does change people's lives in a very positive way. I'm 86 years old, and I wouldn't be involved. I don't need a job, so if this didn't help people, I really wouldn't be that excited about it. But we need, when I had the exergeny, we sold 7 million of them. We had every team in professional football, basketball, baseball, and hockey, and every branch of the armed forces. But we have 888 full-time people and over 2,800 part-time people working on that program. And that's what it's going to take to get this wristband on everybody. Now, this band here is the University of Nevada, blue and silver. And this is the NBA All-Star game, where all the All-Stars in the NBA All-Star game wear this band.
Okay, I appreciate you being with us today, and we'll have Dr. Miller for our next show. That show's in August. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, I think we had a great show today. I hope you have thought so too. Go ahead and write it down on those comments after the show. We'd love to hear from you. At the end of the show too, you will see a lot of sponsors and guests. Go ahead and email them and do the website. The reason I want to do this comment today is because this is 4th of July. And when you look at this flag, I don't want you to just look at it. I want you to not just think of fireworks, barbecues. I want you to seriously think why you have the freedom today. And don't forget, we have military still out there. And until they all come home, we have to support them. They have a saying in the military. And the military is, we've got your six. And if you don't know what that means, it means we have your back. So would you not only look at your flag and your stars and your stripes, but when you see a military soldier walking around in your town, why not go up to them, shake their hands, and say that we do have their back? And if you are listening from anywhere that are militaries, we want you to know we have not forgotten you. We are waiting for you to come home, and we are celebrating this 4th of July, but next 4th of July, you will be home with us. And we all love you, and we got your six. That is my comment for this show. Now we are going to go say hello to Bonnie and Tom and say thank you for letting us do the show at Bullwinkle. Well, that's the end of our 4th of July show. We hope you enjoyed it, and we want to thank Bullwinkles Bar and Grill here in Moundhouse, Nevada. Now, they have their information also at the end of the show on the credits. Joe and Bonnie right now are busy with their customers. They're having 100 people here today, this afternoon. So they're getting ready for that. But you know what? We do want to thank our sponsors, and we do hope that you will take a pencil and paper and jot down all the information, because these sponsors can help you if you come into Northern Nevada or want to relocate. And if you want to relocate, I also have the Dayton Chamber of Commerce on the website there with all their information, and they would be the best place to get all the information you need, what's going on in Northern Nevada. So now I would like to turn it over to Ron. He's going to read off our sponsors because that's what keeps the show going. Thank you again, and keep those comments coming.
Our sponsors include Fast Frame, expert picture framing, Power Balance Bands, Fitness for Busy People, Perfections Entertainment and Princess House, best in live entertainment and productions, Eldorado Office Suites and Storage, the most reasonable rates in Dayton, Tub Saver, quality you can see, the Outdoor Tour Store, ProTech RV Services, area's best in repairs and sales, and finally the Dayton Chamber of Commerce, 30 years of service to the community. Thank you.
Well, thank you, Ron. Well, before we go ahead and have the audience go ahead and wave their flag, we want to thank you all. And so until next month, we will see you at the Dayton Golf and Resort, which is in Dayton Valley. And that is only about 5 to 8 minutes from Moundhouse. So until then, we do hope that you have enjoyed your visit here at Bullwinkles Bar and Grill. If you're ever in this area, be sure to stop by. This is where the locals come. Thank you again, and happy
4th of July.
Happy 4th of July, everyone. Happy 4th of July.